Hello and welcome back to Bethesda at Shirley Povich Field. I'm Carson Cass, joined by Zach Lewis on my left. We hope you brought your coffee and your hot dog today because we've got some early morning baseball. Early morning, it's just early, 9:55 here at Shirley Povich Field. And Zach, I'm quite excited for a pretty early game.
Well, yeah, it's fun to have a morning match here at Shirley Povich. Very family-oriented environment today. We have some birthday parties going on, some other fun things at the ballpark. But we're excited for some more baseball here, and the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts being a team that the Big Train has found success against so far this season.
A little plug if you'd like to have your birthday party here. BigTrain.org is where you can find that. We've got plenty of picnics over at the pavilion. But let's get into tonight's matchup. This morning's matchup, so you saying to tonight, Silver Spring-Takoma coming to this Shirley Povich Field at 1-6, kind of at the bottom of this North Division right now. Big Train now just a game back from the top as they defeat Gaithersburg last night. Pretty good one, I'd have to say, and a very talented offensive lineup goes against a struggling pitching squad in Silver Spring. We'll see what they can do tonight, but for as far as they go, last game out for the Big Train, double-digit runs, third game in a row.
Yeah, and you can see that this team is finding their momentum. They're really putting together complete performances with this performance last night against Gaithersburg and the performance before the last full game against the only crop dusters. Both sides of the ball, both pitching and batting, are kind of coming together and creating really good full performances. Really what Coach Shaw would love to see out of this team.
Yeah, and I think the big thing to take a look at here is how now we see a defensive lineup coming together for the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. It's interesting, I think, to really look at it because they have a very unique situation right now where they are really on the burden of errors. They need to find a way to put it together on the offensive side and the defensive side, but defensive specifically, Acosta, one guy to look at, he will start at shortstop in the middle with Prell, has not made an error, has been perfect in the field since about, that would be over almost 2 weeks ago now on Tuesday of the opener. He let up 2 errors in that bottom of the 7th, let the Big Train score 6 to really let them back into a game where they ended up walking off on the bat of Gonzalez. He'll make up the middle with Aiden Prell, Sam Camacho Jr. in the third base side with Nolan Cutney over at the first base side. If they were at home, we'd be starting with that. I apologize. I just went to the wrong lineup, didn't I? So sorry. I just pump-faked our producer, Becca. But Foscolo, Mirza, and Malvasio will be in that outside lineup with Machado and Bonaris in the middle infield. Panett and Carpenter at third and first. Corbin behind the dish will be battery mates with the pitcher Sams tonight, who will make his Big Train debut. I apologize for that.
No worries. Notably, Emilio Martinez subbed off at first. Carpenter is in there for him. And TJ Gramercy taking a break from last night as well. We have our starting lineup for, as well, the Thunderbolts.
Jonathan Acosta will start things off. Cameron Baker will trail him. Caleb Studervant will be in right tonight as Nolan Cutney will follow him in that cleanup position. Mason Kelleher at that 5 spot. Sam Camacho Jr. will be there at that third base side. Aiden Prell will be there at the 7 hole. Joey King out of the Minnesota School St. Olaf at 8th. Gabriel Pagias will be at the DH. Reverse leadoff. Pagias has been great. I'm interested to see what he does here, but gotta wonder. It's a very interesting lineup for a team against a Big Train squad who's just throwing new arms every night.
Yeah, and they really have to find their batting, which hasn't been their entire problem. They've found good swings and been able to make a good amount of contact, but they're not able to put that defensive side together. So obviously with a team that's struggling with pitching and defense, especially as you mentioned errors, they're going to have to rely on their bats to carry them into if they're going to win a game.
We're going to go very brief to a break as the national anthem will start here in Shirley Povich Field. Within the confines of Cabin John Regional Park, Big Train taking on Silver Spring-Takoma. Early morning matchup. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Jack Sams operates the rubber. In this third matchup versus Silver Spring this season, Sams, it's his debut for these big train here. 6'9", 195 right-hander out of Lexington, Kentucky. He goes to Kentucky. In that season last year, in his freshman campaign, had 9 appearances out of the pen, 16 innings, and a 2.25 ERA with a spectacular 1.1 whip to earn with it. Only 4 earned runs given up in those 16 innings pitched, 13 hits, and 35 strikeouts. This guy is an animal for these big train against a Silver Spring squad that has already struggled to hit against most teams, but pretty much everybody but the big train, as they have put double digits on these big train in both 2-0 both losses this season. Sams will lead off, or deal with the leadoff hitter, Jonathan Acosta, who's had himself a magnificent campaign since the opener, where he struggled mightily against these very big train. He'll be playing short tonight, as we lost 2 players for them, Capo and Vazzo, both to injury. Acosta has been playing more shortstop and second base. Middle infield has been operated by just about anybody. Prell, who is naturally not at anywhere but the corners, has been playing second, short, for everybody here, but Acosta back in his native position tonight. Sams misses outside with a fastball, and it's going to be all about those early pitches in his repertoire and these early strikes for these guys here tonight.
Well, and absolutely. And you mentioned that the Thunderbolts have not had trouble hitting against the big train, been very successful in their multiple games, including the suspended one where they had put 6 runs already past. So they're looking to continue their hot streak of hitting. They really just need to put together the pitching and defensive side of it and limit errors that have been a huge problem for this Thunderbolt squad.
Team ERA not where they want it to be. We'll take a look at that later. But 2-0. This one lined into center after it is Mirza, who pitched last night, and he does about as well in that one as he did in his appearance last night. I mean, goodness me. Did not expect Mirza to be pitching this season. Made his debut against Silver Spring as a pitcher. Got the win there and had a great night last night.
Yeah, kind of incredible. I mean, not someone who I don't think anyone thought would be on the pitching staff this season.
Acosta tailed by Baker, one of the new additions to the squad. .86 degrees here in this early morning, only going to get hotter. But you know what? Not something I am too far against. It can't get that hot today, I don't believe, as the first pitch is waved on for strike 1, and Corbin goes over to the dugout. I think he just had one go off of his hand. He's going to need a moment.
And Baker took a big wave at that one. The ball coming too far inside to really get any part of it, though.
A great deal of pain for Corbin. And we will go taking injury break here for Parker Corbin. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. It'll be the likes of TJ Gramesty who will take the reins here after Corbin has been taken out of the game on a injury on very early, very unfortunate, as
Yeah, it looks like
not ideal.
the ball may have struck his finger there, either dealing with some blood or potentially maybe a broken finger on that hand there. Him holding his right hand, I believe, with the trainer over there.
Unknown. I don't know which finger it was, or which hand it was, actually. Looked like, I think to me, that left hand, which is the catching hand, may have had a finger bent back. May have had it was fouled off. It may have gone off of his throwing hand and foul tipped it into there. That's why I always have that hand behind the back. And sometimes you're just, it's down low or it's right at your thigh because you think you're not going to have it be a problem. It's very low probability it hits you right at the thigh. But the point is it's never zero, which is why you see the arm behind. But obviously not the case there. Sam's just warming up with his pitcher, Panette, and TJ Gramesty looks like he'll come into this one having a fairly good season. Has been good behind the dish, has caught a few runners going. Still yet to fully calculate that as they finish the Presto online, but so far has got 3 at least this season. He's got a 333 average with a 625 OBP. He has been walking a ton, only 4 hits and 12 at-bats, but he's got 24 plate appearances. Has reached via the walk many a time.
Yeah, unlucky here for Parker Corbin. Obviously, he's been sharing a lot of time with TJ Gramesty and kind of been the relief catcher at times for the big train who are playing lots of games in a row. So unfortunate for him if he's able to have to take some serious time off to recover from that injury.
Who knows really what it could be. We'll hope for the best for our young catcher in the portal. Played at Maryland last season previously. Gramesty ready now. Had to get his earpiece going.
Now entering the game at catcher for the big train, number 1, TJ Gramesty.
They'll throw some warm-ups to the catcher. Won't be as many as there. Sam's has got an awfully big glove for being a pitcher. Yeah, it reminds me of, I believe it's Scherzer of the Blue Jays right now, who has that very large outfielder's glove.
Yeah, Scherzer typically did have a larger glove with him on the mound.
You know what it is for guys who throw changeups and splits, having the ability to have your full hand covering it, you can tuck it into the glove and actually fully get it in the pitch in your hand before it leaves the glove. It's a preference thing for a lot of guys, but sometimes it's, hey, I'm used to a small glove from playing infield when I was younger, and I've just been pitching for so long that I bought a pitcher's glove now. But standing in is Cameron Baker, the center fielder out of Frederick Community College for the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. First runner was out on the fly as we enter back into play after the injury to Parker Corbin. Brings in TJ Gramesty behind the dish, so the battery changes tonight at the starting positions. For at least Sam's, Myersville, Maryland native out of Middletown is Baker, as the first pitch is outside. Well, the second pitch is this one lined into the air to right. Under it's Malvasio, and 2 retired to start the inning.
Yeah, with Gramesty back behind the plate, could be a little bit of fatigue from him today. Obviously, he's a professional and knows how to manage himself in games. But, you know, caught a lot of innings, all of them last night, in a game that went pretty late. So, quick turnaround for him and maybe some tired legs, something to keep a look at.
The next man up mentality is kind of what has to be kind of done, no matter what the situation is, as the next batter trails in Caleb Studervin. As Sam's prepares himself here, has got that fastball going, has pitched to some good contact here. Talked all about the first pitch strike. Dolby, man of the mound who got the win yesterday. All about competing and trying to find a way to win for him. And for most pitchers, it starts with when you get in the zone early, you have the ability to throw your pitches when you want to. All comes down to what you're comfortable with, and sometimes those breaking pitches are easier to throw to strikeouts, but they get a less swing rate as that one's outside. Count goes to 1-1 on Studervin.
Yeah, I mentioned wanting to throw your pitches. I mean, pitching is so much a rhythm part of this game, and as that ball just creeps outside of the zone for another ball, it can really just be about how you're feeling and kind of the way you use your rhythm to deliver the ball to the parts of the zone you want. And so getting ahead really can be impactful for a pitcher.
Count goes 2-2. Sturdivant, I believe, as I've been corrected. 5'11", 210, out of Denver, Pennsylvania, plays at Millersville. Has been a big bat this season for these Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts, as man on deck is nearly hit by the pitch. It was not going that far after the foul ball backwards, but temperature quickly rising as we approach 11 a.m. And pretty interesting here. It's not something I'm used to. Normally at home, for me, the temperature peaks around 1 or 2. Here it peaks 5 to 8 p.m., so we won't get the worst bare brunt of the heat today. This is going to be a hot one. We will avoid the rain at least, if anything.
Yeah, once again, thunderstorms looking to come through in this area. Hopefully they'll wait until later this afternoon so we can get another full match against the Thunderbolts there.
For Sam's on the mound, not as efficient as he had hoped for the first two. To the batter, Sturdivant. 3-2 now, going for a payoff. Got him swinging. 3 up, 3 retired to start this game for the Big Train. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network in the bottom of the first as they try and tack on the first run of this contest. Hello and welcome back to Bethesda. Man on the mound for these Thunderbolts is Griffin Rouse, but we'll take a look at their defensive lineup as they go today. King in left, Baker in center as Sturdivant in right. Acosta and Prell make up the middle. Camacho and Cutney at the corners with Kelleher, battery mates with the man on the mound, but the Big Train lineup here to come.
Yes, Bonaris in the typical leadoff spot that he has occupied so far this season. Machado after him, then Panette, Pichardo Jr., Ryan Foscolo, Jackson Mirza, Casey Carpenter, TJ Gramesty now finding himself in the lineup for the injured Parker Corbin, Malvasio, and heading off the bottom of that lineup.
Leading off for the Big Train.
Leadoff is Bonaris, as you mentioned. He will go against the pitcher on the mound of the likes of Griffin Rousel, number 11 for the squad, as he's had a pretty young season so far. At the 11th spot, it's his second appearance of the year. He's 0-1 with a 5 innings pitched marker. Has himself an ERA at just 5.4. He's had a pretty good one through 5 innings. It'll be 37th batter he's faced, as in there, strike one against Bonaris. Rouse only given up 7 hits in these 5 innings pitched. 13 runs, only 3 of them earned. So not as good as the stats may say. 0-1. Big wave from Bonaris.
You know, and Bonaris is probably looking to do a little bit of what you called your man of the match performance from Brendan Wright yesterday, getting on base and doing a really good job running the pads. Bonaris also has that prowess of that speed and base stealing.
Just waves at that one. Fantastic breaking pitches on strike 2 and 3 as he catches Bonaris without any contact as he watches the first and swings and misses at 2 and 3. It'll bring up the likes of Daniel Machado, the shortstop for these here Big Train. Machado entering tonight with a fantastic season so far. 318 average on a 500 OBP and a 545 slug. 7 RBIs to his total as the first pitch is inside, and Rousel, who has definitely struggled with extinguishing hitters, considering the fact he leads the league out of all players with 2 or more appearances hit by pitches. This one lofted in the air, right side. Second baseman Prell is under it for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for Bethesda, the third baseman.
Well, some quick outs from both sides. Sam's able to strike out Bonaris with his first at-bat, and then Machado flying out for another easy out for the Thunderbolts. So defensive and pitching being the story so far here at Shirley Povich, our early game.
The Frederick Keys mascot is here. That one miss.
You think he's here to help celebrate Homer's birthday?
I would probably guess so. I forgot about that. It is Homer's birthday today. Hopefully he doesn't hear that I forgot. 1-0. This one, big wave from Panett, the next man up. Panett committed to George Mason after a season at Gaston, where he really matched the cover off it, and prior to that, redshirted at Charlotte for those 49ers. Now Rousel on the 1-1. High.
You know, I'm sure Homer, as any person, loves having friends here at his birthday party. So all the fans come to join him, and the Frederick Keys mascot. So big morning for him.
Ooh, now his league-leading fifth hit by pitch as he just gets inside on the righty Panett. He nails him in the back, and that will bring up the ever-dangerous Franklin Pichardo, who, my friend, had a night last night.
What a hit and what a home run from Pichardo Jr. last night. That ball just sailed, no doubt, over the left side fence, bringing in 3 runs. Honestly, a momentum shift for that game and against the Giants, who were leading the division at the time. So a big part of the Big Train's win last night.
First pitch is in there for strike 1. He's also yet to be extinguished. That was his only ball in play all night. It was the first pitch of his second at-bat. He's been hit twice and walked twice, so good for one day where he reached 5 times. Good for a total of, I believe, 13 bases.
Yeah, never a bad night when you can walk away from the night batting 1,000 with 3 RBI.
And a 5,000 OPS. This one a hanging curveball that he gets under.
Here we go. Focus. Speed.
Now 1-2 the count. A fantastic job, obviously, if you are Pichardo last night, but trying to build on the young season for the young slugging transfer portal catcher. He's DHing tonight. Now the 1-2, and outside and high, he lays off. Rousel trying to get out of this inning very early, pitch to contact type of guy. He's gotten 6 strikeouts this year, so 25% on just about every result as he watches strike 3, a fastball on the outside corner. Pichardo extinguished looking. Side is retired, and 4 batters. Will be right back here on the Big Train Baseball Network in the top of the second. Scoreless between these two teams for the first time this season.
Participating in our 50-50 raffle.
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Homer celebrating his birthday today, and I go over there. He's with a mascot for the Keys.
Coyote, who is a coyote for the Keys. The Keys just once again joining the likes of the minor leagues. They were out for a minute, kind of just in independence, but they are back as an affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles in 2026. So exciting for them.
Were they playing unaffiliated ball?
Yeah, they were playing out of affiliated for a minute.
Still in the minors or out of that league? Because I know some teams in some other leagues. I'm just curious, genuinely, but I don't know if you know how much about the Frederick Keys. I certainly don't. The Chicago Wolves of the AHL played unaffiliated before being picked back up as the Hurricanes, a mascot affiliate. And obviously now the Hurricanes playing their potentially winning the Stanley Cup final tonight. They have to stay alive if you're Vegas, as next batter up for the likes of these Thunderbolts is Nolan Cutney, the first baseman out of UMBC. He's had himself a good year for these here Silver Spring Thunderbolts. He fouls one back, count now 0-2 to him.
So, an answer to the Frederick Keys, they joined the independent MLB Draft League for a while. But now, after 2026, they're back as an affiliate, Class A, of the Orioles.
Cutney batting .286 this season, was hitting .486 last time we saw him. He's had a bit of a drop-off. Through 6 games now, he's got 6 hits. Only collecting 1 hit since Sunday. Strike 3 looking on the 1-2. He just dials him up with a breaking ball that he watches. Now the second for Sams, who honestly, looking out of college at that Kentucky squad, is a big contributor. You have to imagine he's going to get a lot more innings there this year and a lot more innings there this season. Unsure how much he starts. Doesn't really wind all that much, and it'll bring up the likes of Mason Kelleher, who is second in league batting average. A lot less games than those other guys. He's only in his 5th, as the guy above him is going into his 9th matchup today. Here comes that first pitch to him. Another off-speed that gets in there. Sam's pounding the zone on these first pitches.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Sam's a helpful addition to this big train pitching squad, someone who does have experience and prowess in the college level.
Kelleher in now his, obviously, 5th game with Silver Spring-Takoma is out of Marlton, New Jersey. Frostburg State player. His freshman year had a .407 OBP, so had himself good in the walk department. Only a few plate appearances. 1-1 the count. 2-1 the count now. This one fouled back right towards us. Shouldn't make its way in the production booth. Pretty close. But just, I guess just foul of the booth and very foul off the bat. Count is 2s. Kelleher makes up a 3-man catching group. 1 man short of the blue man group. They do wear blue. 2-2. That one outside. Count will go full. Second time today, as Sam's trying to keep his efficiency running. He's retired the first 4 batters of this contest. 3-2, line, foul.
Batters from both sides so far not really figuring out the pitching so far too much, as everything has kind of been a strikeout or a flyout, with the exception of Logan Ponnet for the big train getting hit by a pitch. But so far, pitching and defense being the name of this game, as Sams looks to sit another one down.
Outside, and he walked him, so he loses the perfect game if you were keeping note of that. Kelleher will get his way on and keep his average where he needs it to be. Hopes it to be for his team. It'll bring up Sam Camacho Jr., the 3rd baseman for Silver Spring-Takoma, who hasn't had the year he's been hoping at the plate. But in the field has been pretty fantastic. Yet to make an error. 125 average, 8 strikeouts, trying not to be dealing with that today. As pickoff attempt from Sams, it's a pretty long pickoff move. That was pretty easy for Kelleher to get back.
Camacho Jr. did spend last summer doing summer collegiate ball as well, but in the South Florida Collegiate League with the West Boca Snappers.
Sams misses high, counts now 1-0. Kelleher on first, majoring in criminal justice, so likely sniffed out that pickoff attempt on first.
There you go.
1-0. Distributes this one low again, as Sam's second inning of work is mainly out of the pen. Curious to see how it affects him on a day like today in his first matchup as being a starter. Kind of seems like these big train have a lot of just full bullpen arms and don't really mind, as pickoff attempt back again. This one out of the glove of Carpenter, as it'll be second base for Kelleher on the E1. just out of Carpenter's glove there, and unsure actually how that'll be scored as who the error might be on, but a fun move now for Keller, who moves up 90 feet.
You know, in a game that can often be decided by errors, not one you want there in order to get a runner in scoring position for the Thunderbolts, and maybe give them just a little bit of momentum as they enter their at-bats.
Needs to find the zone here against Camacho as that one misses 3-0. He is, among all batters on this team, the lowest in average that is starting today. Need to make sure you don't walk him. Hasn't been prone to walks, been prone to swing and miss. Have to fight back in this one. Gramsty gives him the call. 3-0. This one fouled backwards. Gave him the green light there.
Yeah, it would be a really good feeling for Camacho Jr. to get a swing and put this one down somewhere in the field, especially when he has a runner at second base, but not really been very successful in doing that this season and swinging on a lot of pitches so far.
Here comes that 3-1, grounded up the middle. Bonnery's able to get it. He has to throw across his body. A dime. They'll strand one runner. Excuse me, they will not strand one runner. It's only 2 outs now as Bonnery's throw is able to advance the runner at the very least for Camacho as Aiden Prell comes to the plate.
Notably, it's very difficult to see the scoreboard today at the park with it being in the middle of the day. Scoreboard is on, but really difficult to see out there with the sun beaming down in the early morning at Shirley Povich.
Directly in the sun as the first pitch to Prell's a fastball. He swings under it. And to his sophomore year, he's from McLean, Virginia. High school at McLean as well. Went to Dickinson last year. Had a 250, 455, 370 slash. He skies this one in the air. Everybody looking around. It'll be called by Panett, and that will be the third out of the inning on the dreaded pitcher side pop-up. Big Train do strand one after Aiden Prell pops into the air. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network as they look to the bottom of the second to try and add on to a 0-run total. Train day here in Bethesda. I am not totally sure what train day is. However, that is the model of the intern Owen, and I believe another intern, which I do not remember who it was, but they did build that. It is a model train, and it is very cool. I highly recommend if you're coming to the ballpark and you're just not here, or otherwise, you go check out what they've got set up as a big train, not necessarily named after an actual train, as it's Walter Johnson's nickname, but still a very cool thing to have. We celebrate locomotives anyway.
Yes, definitely the baseball team here to follow if you are a ferocantologist, a nickname for someone who does love and follow and take care of trains.
We have another hit by pitch as the woes continue for batters against the like of Rousel this season. That is the second of the day, and Foscolo gets his first pitch fastball directly to the spine.
And big train players continue to get plunked. Quite a few here last night, and once again today, 2 already in 2 innings.
I do not envy them. That one misses. As at his inning total, nobody a higher hit by pitch rate for Rousel this season. This one fouled back as he spent a redshirt year at the Point Park University in Pittsburgh. From Ellicott City native on the mound. He's had a pretty good year for the year prior in 2025 at Allegheny College of Maryland.
Used to live right by Allegheny. Allegheny State Park being one of my favorite places to go camping as a kid.
A lot of bugs?
A lot of bugs?
I would guess there's a lot of bugs.
Yeah. And salamanders.
2-2 the count now to the batter. Jackson Mirza pitched yesterday as he's behind a fastball there. He goes down swinging. More strikeouts on the day for everybody, and 3 total for Rousel, who had 6 going into today. Brings up the leg of Casey Carpenter. First baseman tonight fouled back towards the booth on pitch number 1 for Rousel. I think always with the defense behind you, you're just going to have to rely on them. Try and get strikeouts. Make sure you're just hitting the zone anyway. Give a chance for your guys to make a play. As that one fouled back again, 0-2 very quickly. Carpenter working against Rousel, who has just kind of upped his tempo very suddenly with stretch. The 0-2. Very high wild pitch as Foscolo will advance 90 feet.
Focus. Speed. Eye and speed.
It's Foscolo on second with Carpenter, the UNC Wilmington product. Ground ball left side collected by Acosta, the shortstop, over to first. Nearly had to jump for it, was Cutney, but Acosta has the first out of this inning, second out of this inning, as the runner moves over to third.
Well, someone you didn't think you were going to see in the lineup today, as Parker Corbin had the starting spot at catcher, but TJ Gramesty in here now. Obviously already caught behind the plate, coming in to replace Corbin, now in the batter's box as well.
I don't think me or him expected to see him in today. That one in there for strike 1. Rousel continuing his pattern of hitting the zone here. Talk all about those first pitch strikes is right at the head of Gramesty. Misses inside. Nearly his third hit by pitch in 2 innings, which also happened yesterday for these Big Train, except it was all in the first. Runner at third, 1-1. Outside, Rousel from the Steel City, where he's currently pitching for school. Pirates having one heck of a season there. Our very own Brandon Lowe from Big Train alumni.
That one just high in the count.
Three 3-1 the count. Ooh, as called strike 2. Gramesty didn't think so, and he'd already thrown the bat. And he froze. Guy behind him, Zachary Malvasio, didn't really get the memo, so he just kind of stood there frozen for a moment before Malvasio picked his bat up and gave it back. 3-2. Payoff outside. This time he did walk him on the outside fastball. 3 administered. That's the first one that comes with 4 base on balls.
Yeah, and it actually looked like after he tossed his bat, starting to move after the pitch before that one, it looked like TJ Gramesty turned to the umpire and said sorry for being presumptive on his bat, and on that next one got the call and walked himself to first base. Runners on the corners for the Big Train.
Sometimes just a later call. Gramesty goes fouled back by Malvasio on the hit and run. And Rousel's tendency in the zone continues. He has done fantastic. Apart from the walk to TJ and hitting a few guys, he's gone on with what the goal is for every man on the mound. Hit the zone first pitch and work from there. It's all about the situations you find yourself in with counts. 0-1. Gramesty stays this time as it's missed high.
Yeah, Gramesty got a little bit of track practice, was looking to steal that one and got all the way over to second, but that being a foul ball, so had to jog back.
2 for 2 on steals this year as they watch the ball. Gramercy extremely late. They don't go for the throw, and he'll have a stolen base tonight.
Yeah, he just kind of jogged back over there. So getting his miles in, maybe didn't get as many steps in as he wanted to yesterday, so making sure he does that today.
Yeah, still not used to the morning game. Not tonight. It's 10:40 a.m. 2-1. Breaking pitch, fantastic from Rousel. That's how he got Bonaris out and called strike 2 on the hitless Malvasio, who started his campaign this season at the plate off 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. Very good, but hasn't hit too much at UCF. Pitched a little bit more. Was good in his one appearance on the mound against Olney to close things out.
Definitely always impressive when players can find success both from the mound and from the batter's box.
Ground ball up the middle as this one collected by Acosta. Malvasio's over at first, and Acosta's woes at Shirley Povich Field continue. His 3rd error at the year and his 3rd error against Bethesda. And E6 will score the run, and the man who turned a year older just 5 days ago, Malvasio's on at first.
Well, I don't really understand that throw there from Acosta. I mean, he threw it while he was still in the air and sent it sailing above the first baseman's head. He had the time to get down and plant his foot and make a good throw, and just opted to throw while he was still off balance, and that throw just allowing Malvasio to get easily over to first.
2-0. Big Train.
As both runners come in on the air. As first pitch ball. Another one outside. Rousel struggling to hit the zone after. When that maybe should have ended the inning. You certainly feel that way if you're on the mound as the runner on at second. This one foul ball lined down the air and left. Flew down the air and left. Will land in the Big Train bullpen. Two and one count to Bonaris.
In the air, down the line, right. Just barely foul. Would have been extra bases, probably 3, maybe all the way to 4. As Bonaris was hauling.
2-2 the count now. Now 90 degrees as the temperatures creep up from the cool 83 we had to start this game. Oh, how I miss it.
Yeah, it warms up quickly here, especially with humidity.
Outside.
Mornings don't stay cool for long here.
That one outside, and Bonaris has walked on the full count. How about that payoff? And Bonaris gets his check. He'll walk to first base. The leadoff man trailed by Daniel Machado, who popped out to second base his last time up. Machado, who not yet played at FAU. Redshirt year, his freshman year, did not play as a sophomore, an injury stopping him in his junior year academically. I believe he will earn a junior redshirt, though, or a medical redshirt, as pick throwback as the catcher Kelleher tries to get a man sleeping at second. Malvasio does not. 0-1 the count, though.
Bonaris knowing that him getting to first is going to be a threat no matter how we got there. By hit or walk, so.
Outside. Ones to Machado.
The player of the year in his district in his senior year of high school, 1-1. Good breaking ball from Russell, who is able to put it in there. Machado, a switch hitter out of Pembroke Pines, Florida. Not from Venezuela, but his family is, and being Venezuelan, very deep in his blood, his father says.
Outside, runner goes. They'll try to get the second base one as that throw is wide off the glove of the likes of Prell, and a runner will make it home. All errors that have scored all 3 runs tonight. Difficulties all the time for Silver Spring in the field, especially at Cabin John for whatever reason. As Shirley Povich Field has seen so much of the Thunderbolts' woes.
Yeah, it's just not been a great place for their fielding. It's been unfortunate, too, for Roussel, as that one is smashed into right field by Danny Machado, and we'll end our inning here. But more fielding errors for the Thunderbolts allow more runs coming in for the big train. 3-0 on the Thunderbolts as we head into the top of the 3rd inning.
It's Joey King who will start things off for Silver Spring. His first plate appearance of the night as Sams has carved out this Thunderbolts order. Now up 3-0 in possession of the win, as long as he keeps it. It's top 3 here on the Big Train Baseball Network. 0-1 as King fouls this one back. He's at a St. Olaf in Minnesota. Went to Winston Churchill High School. That's 5 minutes down the road from here. 0-1. It's a low ball on that fastball from Sams, who has just been wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, good start so far from Sams. Has 2 strikeouts and no earned runs so far as he comes into the 3rd inning pitched.
Sawed off right side, and the lefty is able to, righty's able to get his one into the air and right get down for a single. How about that? Sams gives up his first single of the year. His first second base runner of the night as King has himself a good piece of hitting there. A little blooper. Sams, very good pitcher out of high school. Ranked the number 14 player in Kentucky overall by perfect game. Big East will stand in. Lynchburg native, or Lynchburg College player, excuse me. University now. First pitch in there. Sam's played at the Lexington Catholic from Lexington, which obviously is where Kentucky is. Pickoff attempt back to first. King will dive back. Errors really causing the 3-0 deficit, and it's just been the name of the game so far this season for Silver Spring.
And it's been unfortunate because Roussel, pitching for the Thunderbolts so far, has not had a bad game, has been pretty effective.
Ground ball, 6-4. 3 fantastic double play turned by these here Big Train. As that one exactly on the rails as they saw it. A tough play for Bonneries, again making a difficult throw. As he kind of got slid into, as he just was in front of the bag, not exactly where he wanted to stand. I don't think was expecting Machado to fully, wasn't ready for Machado to come over. Thought he was maybe going to get it unassisted, but play turned anyway, and a good job from Machado to Bonneries to Carpenter.
Yeah, and as I was saying, Roussel getting unlucky because a lot of those runs scored are just not his fault. The errors in the field providing a scoreline that does not maybe reflect how good, honestly, he's been from the mound so far.
The difficult part as well is the fact that they're all going to be earned because they all reached. Well, 2 of them will be earned on the fact that they reached regularly. 1-0 now to the top of the order, Acosta, who had made one of those errors last inning. Big wave at a fastball. Sams has been just cooking. Man up in the pen for Bethesda is actually not up. I believe he was just going to get something. Excuse me. Has his glove on and went to the mound. 1-0. Hesitation. Line into left. Just foul. So, you might be curious. Not a balk from Sams there. So he hesitated as he went up. As long as part of that leg is remaining in motion, and it does, his back leg is still kind of crunching a little bit there, downwards, compressing. It's not a balk, but if you were to come to a full stop at any point, then it is a balk.
Yeah, so him able to keep some momentum in his movement, able to keep that one from being a balk, but definitely makes it a hard pitch to hit, at least cleanly, as he does make contact, but it sends it foul.
Acosta foul tip, can't stand in the glove of Gramesty. He'll remain in that 1-2 hole. He's been so good this season. For whatever reason, when he comes to this field, it's just been difficult for him, for whatever reason. Gramesty took a foul ball there. Ump will give him some time by requesting some more game balls from Foul Ball Patrol, a group of 2 younger volunteers for Bethesda.
Well, it's our first morning game here at Shirley Povich. What have you thought about the atmosphere so far here and just playing a game in the morning at Cabot John Regional?
Pretty crazy that it's a 10 a.m. game and there's as many fans as there are fans in this game. He strikes him out swinging. Acosta goes down. Sams' outing so well done so far. Unsure if he'll go past the 3 innings mark as a guy who's not traditionally a starter. However, he ends at least the 3rd inning with 3 strikeouts. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network as we go to the bottom half of this inning.
Is this on?
Welcome back to Bethesda as we take a little look at some of the members that have no longer with us in Bethesda who are now in the pros. Talked about Alec Burleson yesterday, but Brandon Lowe of these here Pirates, a very solid piece and maybe an all-star for these, now I think second in the NL Central Pirates who've done so well this season. Finally have an offense to back up Skeens and the rest of that pitching staff. 17 RBIs this year and a 859 OPS. What's not to like?
No, I know, and I think taking a look at these pros kind of reminds me of kind of the point of these summer collegiate leagues. I mean, they're here for people to get the experience, specifically with wooden bats and just more at-bats in general. In order to progress their career, these are kids who want to play in the major leagues, and they use this experience to do that.
First pitch swung on by Panetti, hits a fly ball out into right, gets down, and it'll be enough for a single as Baker got there a little late to catch it, but prevents extra. As Panett led off the inning will be Franklin Pichardo with a runner on. He homered in last night's contest in his second AB in the 2nd inning, or the 3rd inning actually. No, it was the 2nd inning, excuse me. I lied.
he has the honor of having the first out-of-the-park home run at Shirley Povich this year, as that ball is fouled way right. A warning over by the Kids Fun Zone with the moon bounce in full swing for lots of younger fans at today's game.
Clobbered that one down the right field line. 1-0-1 turns to 1-1. Low breaking ball from Rousel, who's done a good job with it so far. Rousel on the mound has kind of attributed his success to his family being as good as they've been. Runner goes 2-1 as they'll miss with the ball and won't get the runner in time. A stolen base for Panett.
As you hear the Mario sounds here, Panett, one of several Big Train players who is looking to be aggressive and get himself into scoring position once he earns himself that nice single.
Hit him. Another hit by pitch as Pichardo picks his third up in 2 games. This one luckily hit that very large elbow guard that a lot of these guys have been wearing as a defense against the more wild type of pitchers we see in the majors today, and has kind of worked its way down through progressional levels as he just luckily gets away with one there that does not hurt. And noticeably, something that was picked up by a writer, Sean McAvoy, yesterday, he runs with his glove in his mouth. He takes one of his gloves off, put a sliding mitt on the other, and he puts it in his, he chews on it the whole time around the bases.
You know, everybody has their preferences and what they just end up doing. You can see him there standing at first base with his glove hanging out of his helmet.
Yeah, that's a new one.
1-0 count from Rousel as he deals with 2-1. Nobody down. This one a bunt, pop straight up. Well played as the ice cream cone from Keller. He's still able to catch it. And a pop out after Pichardo's walk. Nobody advances. Foscolo. A pop out to the catcher.
So Logan Pana, who's standing over at second base, you noticed on the pitch that Pichardo was hit by, he actually started to go for the steal and thought better of it and slipped. So lucky for him that Pichardo was end up being hit and he could just safely walk his way back to second base, but a little bit of a funny scenario there as he slipped and fell in the dirt.
First pitch now to the next man in that lineup. It'll be Mirza. Two-0. Turns to 3-0 on that miss. In danger of walking him with runners everywhere. That he does. Mirza will watch the fourth pitch of the AB as now ducks on the pond for Casey Carpenter, who is yet to finish a game he has got a hit in, as both of them have had suspended. Had 2 hits against Olney, 2 hits against Silver Spring in the matchup away, but did not go yet. Man up in the pen right now. We don't know who it is just yet for Silver Spring. It is a righty. But they will talk to Rousel.
Yeah, Rousel has gotten 3 strikeouts already, but has lost it just a little bit so far. Now has bases loaded. Needs to get himself out of a jam here if he is to continue in this game.
Casey Carpenter will try and deal it and add on to a 3-0 lead for Bethesda. Rousel. That one in there. It's a good breaking ball on the outside. One and one. That one misses. Here comes that 1-1. Big wave at a curve. Foul tipped it. 1-2 the count now.
We have bases loaded here for Rousseau. That one is pitched into the dirt.
Fantastic save from Kelleher, preventing any kind of extra.
Yeah, he does a good job getting his body plate behind it to keep it in front of him.
2s to Carpenter. 1 gone. High pitch. Full count now as they'll dance on the 3-2.
Yeah, and that save there, stopping Logan Panette from getting from third to home.
Line in the air to left field. Under it is King. Runner will go from third. Cut off as Camacho will just let the run come home. Not too much velocity on that one. Big Train score another run, a sac fly RBI for Casey Carpenter, his second of the year. On the sac fly total overall, he's got himself a very nice 2 RBIs as well. TJ Gramesty will come in after this one, after Ponnet scores.
TJ with an opportunity here to stretch the lead. Still 2 runners on the bags for the Big Train.
Inside, nearly hit him. Got hit yesterday. Walked twice as well. Struck out, so he was 0 for 2 with 3 base on balls. Or base on... Ouch. 1-0. That one's high, and a 2-0 count to Gramesty, who has got himself an OBP above 600. I mean, it's a testament to how much he's walked this year. The old free pass. Strike in there as the high fastball kind of touches the upper portion of the plate. The zone. Runner goes as Pichardo is caught at third, tried to time up Rousel. Did not do so. Gramesty will watch his teammate go down, so only 1 left on base, as it was the likes of Pichardo who was caught stealing. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network, 4-0 for Bethesda as we head to the top of the 4th. Fourth inning of work for Sams. He has just been cruising so far. Only conceding 4 base runners tonight. Or actually, just 3. A walk and a... No, just 2, excuse me, because the other one was a ground double play. I'm not sure how the guy got on there, but 2 base runners so far, 3 innings of work, entering his 4th. 3 strikeouts on the mound for Sams, who will go into this game longer than any Big Train pitcher has if he can get through this 4th inning in a single start. Most guys coming out of the pen. Wine from Sams. Good pitch. Inside corner. As it's Cameron Baker's second time to the dish.
And Sam's has been really effective so far in this game. Obviously no earned runs, but able to do a good job mixing up his pitches, keeping the batters guessing, and just making it hard for them to get on base, and when they do, not really able to advance very far.
That one low. It's all about that first pitch strike. It opens up so much more. In high school, he played for a former major leaguer in Scott Downs. This one fouled back.
You know, Carson, we talk a lot about how effective teams are when batting with runners in scoring position, but I guess a big side of the defense and pitching is not allowing players for the other team to get into running or scoring position, can be a huge part of playing defense.
Yeah, and it all starts as the 1-2 lined up the middle directly down as over to first on Machado's throw. Gonzalez Carpenter can scoop it, but just into the air and not in time. Some rolled up sleeves for Silver Spring's bat boy. Well, fashion statement. Gotta say I like it. I think it's cool. You rolled up your sleeves one time in the booth.
It was really hot in here.
It was really hot. It is really hot in here. It's getting worse. Imagine he played for Scott Downs at Kentucky, or in Kentucky in Lexington Catholic High School. Downs a career 3.56 ERA out of the pen. He was fantastic. That one just in there. Started his career into the starting role in Montreal. And did not have much of a career there, as his 2 years in Montreal were cut short by the team moving, first off, but he also went to Toronto, so he stayed in Canada. And he had a much better ERA out of the pen. His first year out of the pen had a 4 ERA, which was lower than any mark he had reached in starts. Then the year after that, 81 games he appeared in out of 162. In 2007 to a 2.17 ERA. This one swing and a miss. Count now 1-2.
Cameron Baker on that pitch does advance himself over to second base on the steal. Gramesty electing not to throw and avoid an error. So Baker earns himself a stolen base in this game.
One, two. This one in the air to left. Kind of in that bloop range, but high enough for Foscola to get it. Off the bat of Studervant. We won't move the runner over who, did it himself there. You mentioned with a stolen base and a pop out. Maybe a fly out. We'll give him the fly out. It went to an outfielder.
Did just over shortstop Machado's head. Foscola bringing that one in instead for the out.
Former 0-0. We'll start the next batter here as to the like of Cutney, first baseman. Ooh, a sword swing as he is not able to get anywhere near that fastball. Got him jammed and kind of just forced him to swing. Downs a 14-year major league career. It appears to have worn off on his young pitcher, Sams, who's now at Kentucky doing so well tonight. As 0-1, they'll try and pick him off at second base.
Baker hadn't strayed too far from the base, so ended up being a very tame pickoff attempt. Just resets for the next pitch.
Little loft throw. 0-1. Is that one just high? Big Train in their black uniforms at home today, which is their typical away.
Perhaps not enough time between last night's game that didn't end till after 10 p.m. and this morning at 10 a.m. to do laundry for uniforms that probably got a little dirty last night.
Skied in the air. It's a fly ball from Cutney. That'll be the second out of the inning as the likes of Malvasio are able to collect. Fly out to both corners here as it'll bring up Mason Kelleher, the catcher who walked his first time up and reached second on an error before being stranded.
So we mentioned pitching with runners in scoring position. Sam's here with a man who got over to second. Now 2 straight flyouts for him and 2 straight outs. So effective piece in keeping the 0 on the scoring column for the Thunderbolts.
A little slow to the plate is Kelleher. Keep in mind the pitch clock is a thing here, as no pitch calm, but catcher getting signs. This one fouled back towards the booth.
You know, something I like about Sam's, obviously very calm, composed there on the mound as well, and does a good job just hiding the ball in the glove, like you said, a bigger glove, and making it really difficult for the batter to see what kind of pitch is going to be thrown at them.
Here comes the step off, as I was about to say 0-1. Thought he was about to go into his motion. He was looking back, and he takes off. Sam's 3.2 innings pitched to this point, 3 Ks and a walk. You mentioned he's been fantastic tonight. Wow, it is 11:11 a.m. Make a wish. As I wish to remember that it's the morning.
Yes. Lots of games in a row saying tonight, and we have today.
0-1 is missed, now ones from Sam's. Sam's the righty out of Kentucky we mentioned earlier.
That ball just a little too far inside. Count moves to 2-1 for Sam's. Kelleher being patient, earning a walk, his first at bat tonight.
Stan Musial played for the Wildcats. 2-1. This one in the air to right, as settling under it is Malvasio. And that will end the threat. One stranded at second base. Big Train do a fantastic job to get out of this one as Kelleher flies out. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network in the bottom half of this inning. If you were anywhere near your phone last night, the New York Knicks won a championship, broke a 50-plus year championship drought in New York. Long time waiting. Owner Dolan said, hopefully you don't have to wait this long for the next one. I've got a lot of friends who are happy as we see the Knicks jersey in the crowd. Got to celebrate, but new man on the mound is the man who gave up the losing, I guess, blow and hold. Couldn't hold in the top of the ninth. He was laughing the whole way around as the Big Train got a runner in dangerous position, and Presky threw a fastball on pitch one to Gonzalez, which was lined into left.
Yeah, and looking for revenge maybe here against the Big Train in a season that pitching, especially relieving pitching, has been a tough spot for the Thunderbolts. So hoping that they can bring someone in that's going to have a little more success than they've had so far in their relievers.
That's Presky's only given up run this season. He's actually been fairly good through 2 appearances. He earned a win and earned a loss. He's gone through 4. Went 1 the last time up in Bethesda, but 3 the other time. 5 hits given up this season. 4 in that other appearance. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts as the trend continues and the first man is nailed. Big Train have themselves a base runner as TJ Gramesty gets his second life here as his teammate Pichardo is caught at second base, or caught at third base stealing, and he gets a hit by pitch as he was down 1-2. So sure, he doesn't want to get hit by more pitches, but it seems to just never avoid the men in the box.
Yeah, especially these last 2 games for the big train. Getting plunked quite a few times.
Ground ball left side. It's sawed off from Malvasio as he gets an infield single. Little difficulty on the transfer, but Malvasio would have made it anyway. So how about that? Too quick on 2 quick pitches on the single, first of the season for the Central Florida product, who scored his last time up on the air reach.
Now batting for the big train, the second baseman, number 3, Julius Bonnery.
Yeah, Presky, that ball just slipping out of his hand a little bit, going to collect the short ground ball in the dirt. Gramsci advancing to second easily on that one, and 2 quick runners on for the big train, looking to add on to their 3-0 lead.
Sam Musial did not go to Kentucky. He just played at an affiliate in Lexington, to be clear, for the Cardinals. Now nobody out for Presky, who struggled. Bunt attempt from Bonaris. Left side, it's perfect. Camacho throw to first. No, he'll hold on. And a perfect bunt single from Bonaris. An elegant work of art in small ball as he paints it over to first.
Shortstop, number 10, Daniel Machado.
Yeah, that really was a nice bunt from Bonaris, keeping it down low and just dribbles down the left side foul line on the right side of it. Good bunt and advances runners, so loaded bases with no outs for Daniel Machado.
Machado, a big slugging bat in this order with a clutch spot here. Foul backwards. As, not to continue talking about the same thing, Scott Downs pitched 81 games that year in 2004, or 2008, I believe, to a 2.14 ERA, not as a starter, 81 games in relief, did not make the All-Star team.
Incredible.
What a snub.
What a snub.
Counts 0-1 as 1-1. Throw is low. Good block from Kelleher. Kelleher is able to keep the man at third there in Malvasio, who is at second, actually Gramsci at third, excuse me.
Have to be careful here for an error-prone Thunderbolt side, because any misplaced throw will allow a runner to probably come in for the big train.
That one missing again. 2-1 the count. Machado looking to score any way possible. Hasn't played in a few days, as he's kind of been involved in these rain-out teams, so not too much at the plate. I think 2 plate appearances since Sunday. Last week. Absolutely mashed this ball down the line. At the track and right at the wall. Caught on the foul side of the pole. Throw in is able to get a sacrifice fly. Machado a few feet from a grand slam. He'll get an RBI anyway. As it's the likes of Gramsci to score, it'll move Malvasio to third, as well as Bonaris to second.
Well, a big hit from Machado there. That one looking like it was just out of the park, but not quite enough on it as it drops into the warning track in foul territory. Right fielder for the Thunderbolts able to make a play on it, but a run coming and scoring, stretching the lead to 4 now for the big train. There's actually a fan out there right by the foul pole line in the trees. Would have been a great view for them for that hit.
Oh, yeah. Huh. I didn't notice them. That's pretty, actually, surprising I didn't. 1-0 to Ponnet. Ponnet stakes in on the 2-0. This one fouled back towards us. Has been a bigger bat in this lineup. We talk about, somebody asked me today, who has been the best bat in this lineup? And it's kind of changed on the day. It started off as Machado was really hot this season, as Pannette's bat kind of slowed down, but then it went around, and now Pichardo was one of those big bats in the lineup. Gonzalo has been consistent, but There's so many guys. Ouch! Off the ribs as another hit by pitch. The 5th today, 2nd this inning. We're only in the bottom of the 4th with 1 out, so 3.1 innings pitched from this staff. 5 batters nailed, and gets to a point as a hitter where you just don't want to get in there anymore because they are just nailing you. And the guy who got hit by a pitch last time up, Franklin Pichardo, comes in. He got at least it off of his elbow guard.
Yeah, and unfortunately a sign of a pitching staff that is struggling to hit batters there. And another painful one there for Panett as he's hit for the 2nd time tonight.
He's got a 1-0 count to the slugging DH Pichardo. Runners everywhere, surrounded with 1 out. Righty on the throw there. It's fouled off. Good off speed. A lot of welts and bruises piling on at this point with how many times they've been hit by pitch.
That one will sure leave a mark for Logan Bonnet.
Absolutely. Ones. Ground ball left side. It's fair. Runner touches third. Throw is wayward from Camacho. So an E5 will score the run as Pichardo will reach at least there. It does get 1 out in the kerfuffle as runners at 2nd and 1st to be left as Malvasio does score. Panett advances.
Well, as we've been watching even early on and before this game, errors in the field being crucial, and unfortunately undoing these Thunderbolts early is almost every single run that has come in has been as a result of some sort of error.
Now the pitch here, lined into left off the bat of Foscolo. Fly ball, gone! 3-run homer from the Kentucky prospect. Fantastic job from Foscolo.
Forest Green Landscaping has been providing Montgomery County and Northwest DC with landscaping and lawn and garden care for over 25 years.
What a piece of hitting there from Foscolo. What a way to get his first big train home run as well. 2 runners on. He mashes that one over in the similar spot we had Pichardo hit one last night. Incredible home run and a great feeling for a big train squad that was in a bit of a slump to start the season, didn't have a lot of pitching, and their bats really moving so far these last 2 games. Great home run there from Foscolo.
Now the 2nd night in a row with a 3-run homer. Ground ball right side off the bat of Mirza. Second baseman has to make a roundabout circus play. He does. How about that? Ryan Foscolo deep to left field in his game here. He scored now twice, and Big Train have themselves a lead 9-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be right 4th. We'll be right back in the top of the 5th on the Big Train Baseball Network.
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Likes of Sam's day finished. Brings in Bradley Gagan, the lefty from Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, Bradley Gagan so far playing in 3 games. Has 1 start for the Big Train. 5 innings pitched. Last time versus Silver Spring-Takoma. Pitched 2 innings. 4 ER in that game, so not exactly where he'd like that to be in 2 strikeouts. Both of his strikeouts coming in his 2nd inning of work, and then stranded 2 after that and allowed no runs. So him looking to improve on a great performance from Sam's today.
Sam Camacho Jr. to the plate. Sam's ends his day on the books. 4 innings pitched, 2 hits given. As that one's a strike in there. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, no earned runs. Great night for the other Kentucky pros. As, again, guys from playing in Lexington in the spring have just had great summers so far. And a great day today for that entire program, as we kind of started talking about Kentucky players formerly, and, you know, ended up working out as now a 1-1 count.
Yeah, the players today decided to follow the Kentucky storyline we had going today.
Unintentionally, I honestly just got curious after I saw that he was a longtime pitcher of a guy, or longtime coach of a guy I remember, because he spent part of his last 2014 with the White Sox, and I remember going to a game as a kid, and I don't know why his name was recognizable. I think that was it. Didn't play much, so I suppose I went to one of those. 9-0 lead now for the Big Train. Talk about how important these errors are, as Camacho, who was responsible for that E5. Ground ball up the middle, chasing is Machado. Throw off his foot, and a fantastic throw. I mean, just a web gem, it feels like, every time we see these games, and fielding has been excellent. And avoiding those errors is so huge because it's a 3-run swing now, as the throw from Camacho last inning goes wide, and suddenly Foscolo gets a chance to bat with 2 outs, and he just mashes one, and lead is now 9.
Yeah, I mean, we knew the errors would be crucial coming in, and the Big Train have been able to avoid too many so far, making good plays in the field, and Thunderbolts not been so successful, as that is a big swing there. Sends it into left field to the glove. Almost back into the warning track, just staying on the edge of the grass there for Ryan Foscolo, who just had himself quite a home run in the last inning.
Prell lines out. That'll bring up Joey King, the left fielder, who has the only hit tonight. Gosh, it is 11 in the morning. I keep forgetting. We're not off till, I believe, the likes of June 28th, with all these games that have been backed up and moved around. Today, scheduled as a 10 a.m. start time. We avoid the rain just by chance. It's been a good morning for Bethesda. 0-1 to King now from Gagan. It's a pitch to contact guy, but 0-2. Found his changeup last time out in his last appearance. Was very big in orchestrating the game last Sunday against Silver Spring-Takoma. Found 3 strikeouts in the last inning that he pitched. 0-2. High.
You know, with the thunderstorms rolling in tonight, you could say that this baseball game at Cabin John this morning, the calm before the storm.
The lightning storm has been quite calm, at least at the hitting side. I really like whenever there's a rain out, because they just tag the Thunderbolts even if they're not playing them, and just are like, why is this happening? That's something I enjoy. 2-2. Blooped into right. Bonaris is there. 3 up, 3 down. Gagan's first clean inning on the sheets this season, as he's finally finding his way. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 9-0 lead for Bethesda. Welcome back to baseball on the Big Train Baseball Network. It's Christian Dre, the University of Richmond Spider. Had a 10 ERA there last year. The 6'5", 200 righty will enter tonight. Oh, that is 29. Excuse me, not Dre. So we'll find that for you in just a moment, folks. Looks like Vincent Anzadi, excuse me.
A new addition to these Thunderbolts roster is they lost a couple of players recently due to season here ending injuries.
That one outside to Carpenter. Find out more about this right-hander on the mound because we're like, this guy doesn't look 6'5", and Dre is 6'5". And is he a little shorter? He's 5'11". I was wondering. 2-0 now. Uncommitted out of 2025 from Bethesda, Maryland.
Playing right at home then. Here at Shirley Povich.
We're not that close to Bethesda.
Well, yeah.
Or at least,
I mean, the Bethesda, Potomac, Rockville area, they all like to share the different names. Sometimes it's actually Potomac, sometimes it's actually Rockville, sometimes it's actually Bethesda. And they kind of just all share them. Seems to be that every one of the towns wants the other's title. So this field being more in the outreaches of Rockville than Bethesda, truly.
close enough. 3-1. Foul back. I mean, if the Jets are allowed to call themselves New York and the Giants are allowed to call themselves New York despite playing in East Rutherford, New Jersey, I think it's fine.
We're a lot closer to Bethesda here than the New York Jets' MetLife is to New York.
That's a good point.
Just to put that into comparison for
I
people.
wonder how many miles Rutherford is. I actually don't know that, despite having family from there. 3-2 to Carpenter. Outside, it's where the World Cup final will be hosted.
It is.
Which I literally can't believe.
You know, not quite the scenery of a picturesque stadium, but maybe it does kind of sum up sports life in America. I mean, it is close to New York.
After watching the Paraguay game against the United States, I just wish the final was in SoFi, and I already know that. But, again, MetLife is not a bad stadium at all. It is a super cool place. It's just SoFi is so much newer, but in fairness, MetLife is an iconic stadium in the United States as Carpenter walks and TJ Gramesty gets hit by another curveball. This guy cannot catch a break. It is his third walk of the day, his fourth hit by pitch in 2 nights, and we are only through 14 innings since the beginning of the game yesterday. 13, actually, because we're just starting the 5th, and not the start. That was kind of the hope here for Anzidi.
You know, Gramesty is now going to be having to search hard to find a spot on his body that doesn't have a baseball-sized bruise at the end of this game.
Big MLB The Show player. I'm sure he will trying to make sure he's going to be playing a little bit more of that. I assume he'll get some more time to sit after playing on a 12-hour turnaround behind the dish and getting hit 4 times in such a small amount of time. Boy, the game of baseball is it's unique.
Well, you know what's notable about that, too, is that he wasn't supposed to be starting today. Had to come in for Parker Corbin, getting injured in this, I believe it was the second at-bat is his finger. And so TJ not even expecting to play today and getting hit by a baseball twice.
Navasio in as that one misses once. At your count. Curious in Le Mans, which officially ended this morning. The car I was rooting for won, the number 7 Toyota. Pickoff attempt, and it's into the outfield. They won't go. Baker has backed it up well.
Heads up play there from Baker to prevent any of the runners from advancing on what was kind of an odd pickup attempt. Kind of got itself into the dirt, but runner staying at first and second for the big train. Malvasio has a 1-1 count here.
1-1. Runners on second and first. One walked, one hit. Now the 6th hit by pitch on the night with Gramercy at first. Curious about some Le Mans information. I'll do a little info dump here. The number 7 Toyota racing car is the last year of the GR010 hybrid. Was piloted by Mike Conway, Kamiyue Kobayashi, and Nick DeVries, so 2 former F1 drivers. 2-1. Big wave, and Malvasio falls back to 2-2. They'll switch to the hypercar class as well as bring in a new Lexus Toyota racing wheel. And that is all I will talk about endurance racing, because then I won't stop. It's kind of how endurance racing goes, though.
And Zeddy, who is on the mound currently uncommitted, graduated in 2025.
Pop up on the infield off of Malvasio's bat. First baseman Cutney gets it. A lot of first basemen in this league who are from UMBC. Cutney, one of them. Not sure how the entire, actually literally the entire first base room over in UMBC is in the Cal Ripken Senior League. Cutney, a interesting backstory. The number 1 player out of Pennsylvania at the second base position by Prep Baseball, moved over to first. 23 overall player in Pennsylvania. He grew a lot in height and weight, and already a middle infield established for the Golden Retrievers. As the top of the lineup will be brought up, Bonaris, who has walked, struck out, and singled.
Well, if you hear Big X the Plug playing in this stadium, you know that probably at the top of the lineup, as Bonaris usually holds up the leadoff spot and done a good job so far today.
Bonaris, a business major, trying to seal the deal. 0-1. Watches ball one. Had 30 stolen bases last year at George Mason. And also a notable thing, favorite player is Robinson Cano. Also played the second base position with a lot of pop. One's from Manziti. Strike as both runners go. Both runners uncontested. A stolen base for Casey Carpenter, as well as the second steal of the night for Gramercy at first. He has scored both of his times, so.
Well, you know, if he's going to get hit by those pitches, he probably thinking might as well make the most of it as he takes extra bases again there.
No courtesy runner for him. Some teams choose to do it. Big Train decided it's not going to happen at the NCAA level. Don't do it here. As Gramercy also probably too quick to even justify the use of a courtesy runner. Counts now 1-2. As he'll back out of a high fastball. Watch it go by. Gramercy actually only hit one time last night, so it's actually his 4th hit by pitch as he stands on second. 2s now to number 3, Bonaris. Whoa, curveball is just a bit outside.
Geller able to snag that one in his glove to keep any more runners advancing by on that one. We have another busy day of World Cup action today. We'll start off the game with Germany versus Curacao, a little island making its debut in the World Cup today.
I stayed up way too late watching Australia-Turkey, which I guess technically was this morning.
Was
3-2. Full count to Bonaris with runners in scoring position. Behind him. Golly. He'll walk to first. Lucky to avoid that one as Bonaris collects now another walk this year. Did not play last night, but that is his 6th walk on this season. Machado will come up. Shortstop out of Florida Atlantic.
With Machado's performances so far for the Big Train this season, do you think he'll make some more appearances at FAU this next season?
He's definitely slated to play before his injury to his wrist, a ligament. As bases loaded for him again. Sack flies last time out.
He's a fantastic player. Machado, you talk to him, he's very level-headed. He's very confident in himself. He's a mature player, and he's going to have a lot of eligibility left for the Owls as he gets a medical red shirt. Be very excited to see what he can do there. 1-0 high. But I do really think, and I do really hope, that no transfer portal player comes in, and I don't think there's many that can come in and replace Machado. His personality, you can tell his teammates think very highly of him.
You've mentioned a couple times on the broadcast his work ethic, and you can really see that by the way he plays.
2-0 is in there for strike one. A lot of that attributed to something that happened in his senior year of high school we've spoken about a few years prior. Got into a very bad accident, car accident on his way to his regional championship with Justin LeBron. And very dangerous, but he made it out and was able to play that night in the regional. He's very thankful for it. 2-1, this one skied in the air to left. King trying to go after it. The shortstop gets it. They'll consider the sac fly. Will not go. Machado down on the air to that left side. You just got to attribute it to a guy who is very thankful to be here in Machado, and, you know, you got to really respect that. He is a very hard worker. Going to be hard to outwork him, and especially at Florida Atlantic. I think he's going to be one of the best players there, and not saying anything about the Florida Atlantic program. They are very talented, a lot of very talented players. I just don't think there's many people on that roster that will outwork him.
And coaches just love to see that. I mean, almost as important as your return on the field is what you do off the field, and Machado showing that he definitely has both pieces of that.
Whoa! Panette lost his bat as he swung, and it flies into the dugout. Goodness, as he swings at the 0-1, and, you know, maybe some pine tar there. Yeah, he's going to do just that as he puts some pine tar on the bat. Very lucky nobody got hit there.
Well, and I think Panette can blame that on maybe a little bit of soreness after he's the other player that's been hit by a pitch twice tonight. So get some pine tar to get a better grip on the end of his bat there, but kind of a comical moment as long as no one is hurt there as the bat flies out of his hands on the first pitch.
Silly season. 0-1. Up the middle. Second baseman gets it, flips it to short, and that will end the inning. As a good play from Prel to Acosta is going to extinguish Panette. As we head now to the top of the sixth inning, 3 stranded. Big Train keep the pressure going, aren't able to score any runs that inning. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network as the Thunderbolts try to reply. Talk a little about Big Train in the pros this season, and the likes of Hunter Brown, as you see here on this board, as well as 5 other players in the pros. Some of them minor league, some of them banana ball. Dalton Ponce, one thing notable. But Hunter Brown, the Astros pitcher, slated to return Tuesday as he'll make a return against the Tigers. They'll face off at Dakin Park against Framber Valdez. So a former Astro pitching in that matchup, but very good season so far to this point for the likes of Hunter Brown. We'll see He can continue it for the Astros, who are kind of struggling, maybe sellers, which I don't think is anything as anyone has expected. A lot of parity in the MLB this season. It is so different than I think years past, where a lot of these teams are coming back out of a very sudden resurgence.
Yeah, one of those teams being from Chicago, aren't they, Carson?
The White Sox are 37 and 32. I'm glad you said it, but I mean the Pirates are one thing to know. We talked about Brandon Lowe a little bit earlier. It's just so many teams around the league. Astros are 33 and 39, might find their way back, truthfully. 35 and 35 for the Athletics, who sit around the top, but the Rays leading the East in the AL. I believe actually just lost the East today. Sorry to the Rays. Last night they lost it, 42-27. Yankees have taken possession. But Gagan back on the mound for these here big train. Gabriel Pagis gets his second plate appearance as they went 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 5th.
We seem to have evened out here at around 91 degrees here. A humid one again in the ballpark, so a little bit of hot and muggy morning, but what we would expect from Maryland summer morning is that ball is skied into the air.
Ooh! Everybody calls for it. Nobody covering second. Gagan tries to get there. And 3 go. Nobody is able to get it. And that's a double for Pagis.
Yeah, there were 3 big train players around that ball, and all 3 of them getting to watch the ball drop at all of their feet. That one kind of just getting lost and miscommunicated. So a runner in scoring position for the Thunderbolts, who have quite a big deficit to get themselves back from, but their bats have worked before against the big train, so they're hoping that they can make that happen once again.
No infield fly, obviously, as that's first off in the outfield and nobody is on. It's the first batter of the inning for Pagis, who has an extra base hit. In this game, he's the first extra base hit, second hit all night. Third hit, excuse me.
Baker and King earning themselves singles so far tonight.
Ground ball right side. It's foul. Carpenter just scoops and doesn't have to think too much on it. You know, there was an article on this a few years ago by Davey Andrews of Fangraphs. I do think that the pop-up is one of the most exciting plays in baseball. It does create a lot of drama because you're supposed to get it every time, and when you don't, it is a serious issue, and it feels a lot worse because it's not just an error. It's not you tried to make a play. It's just a miscommunication issue.
I think the burden of being an outfielder is that pretty much every time the ball is near you, you're expected to make the play on it, and that just is sometimes, I mean, as people are human, mistakes happen, and not possible to never make an error, but they do a very good job of getting themselves in good positions in order to make the plays that they really need to for their team.
Mirza needs to call off his team there. Typically, it is the center fielder who has reigning call over all other fielders, and maybe he just didn't think he was going to get there. Maybe he thought the other guys had got a beat on it. 3-1.
Bonaris had got himself pretty far back there into the outfield and was backpedaling for it, so maybe not quite his call there.
0-2 Acosta steps into this thing. Now full count. Struck out in the third, as was one of 3 strikeout victims against Sam's. Pick-off attempt, Gagan. Unable to get the likes of Pagis. Silver Spring 7th in average this year, 4th in OBP, and 6th in slug. Have not had the year at the plate they're hoping for. 2-1, they go again backwards, but nobody there as Pagis just has to look back.
Well, if you look back, the one team the Thunderbolts have had success from in the bats is the big train.
So most of that OBP comes from. Have walked a bunch versus us. Full count, trying to avoid that fate. Ground ball right side. Carpenter. Ooh, terrible bounce off the lip, and it's a single. And an RBI one at that. Just 2 plays, one of which is bad communication. The other one is bad luck. I have never seen it come off the lip like that.
It took a moon bounce off of the plate there, and Carpenter really had no shot at it. He was in the right position to make the play, but the ball really used the base like a trampoline and got up over his head for an RBI single.
That's a new one for me. I have never seen it go up like that. I mean, it happens, surely, but hey, you know what? It is what it is, as now the leadoff man on, as Cameron Baker will be coming up, and Studervant will be pinch hit for, it'll appear.
That ball hopped like it was in the moon bounce over there at the Kids Fun Zone here tonight.
Colin Gibbs looks like he can pinch hit for Studervant as the 0-1 now. Ones as the pickoff attempt backwards to Gagan, from Gagan. So 1 out on 2 hits, both of which a bit strange. Scored as an error on the double by Pegues.
Meaning that Gagan stays without an earned run as that one comes through.
This one in there, now 1 and 2. I'm curious. Kind of how you rule it.
Well, right.
Yes, it is an error.
Okay.
Cool.
Interesting to have an error without obviously someone making or missing a throw.
As that one gets away on the 1-2, now turning 2-2. I think it is based on the fact that it's not off of the glove. That's pretty much a good determiner for the infield. That's kind of the rule, whether it's an infield single or not, is the throw going to be made on a regular effort? Or it's kind of whoever has precedent there. I mean, Mirza will get the error because it should have been him to catch that. As this one popped in the air right side, foul territory. So it is on him, but because it is a routine effort, no extraordinary effort, that's ruled an error. But say it had gotten foul, say if it's a foul ball and it happens and that bat is prolonged, that is also an error. But it's not charged as an error in terms of the actual score, but the first baseman does pick one up. So interesting things to go through, as I think sometimes it gets down for a hit, sometimes it doesn't. If there's wind, that certainly plays a factor into it, but a very, very calm day. So it'll go down as an E8, 2-bag E8. But Acosta's still an RBI single, just not earned against Gagan.
Well, you're right, and probably the biggest part of that ruling for an error or not comes down to Gagan here, who still is able to operate without an earned run.
Big wave, and down goes Baker, 2-2, and he is extinguished. Has not been too far on fire, as he's got one of the only now 2 hits tonight for 11:57. It was really close this morning for Baker. As Gibbs will pinch hit for Caleb Studervant. Colin Gibbs, we saw last time up in an incompleted game, has not played since. As that one misses from Gagan, left side arm slot with 1 out. It's been good against these righties this game, but not this season. I'm giving up 1 hit.
struck out 1 against Baker. Thinking about that error, and it's tough because it just kind of opens the door. We saw it earlier with Foscolo as he homered. Gibbs, a Maryland player.
Out of only Maryland, where the crop dusters play in this league.
Gibbs, a last season at Maryland. It's the second year in the Cal Ripken Senior League. 409 OBP in 2024 with Gaithersburg as he walks on the 4-pitch delivery. Cutney then drawn to the plate tonight, 0 for 2. UMBC first baseman will come into this one 2 runners on. Looks like Tyrese Johnson going to be warming in the pen. The Pearl River Community College National Championship pitcher will commit to UT Martin. It's Tennessee Martin. He's got the opportunity to play both ways there.
Yeah. Johnson, a pitcher with a lot of power in his delivery. Use that power. Try and help the Big Train close this game.
High fastball is outside. Colin Gibbs, you mentioned out of Maryland, is from Olney. Went to St. John's College High School in D.C. So a bit of a commute, golly. Count is 1s. Gagan trying to escape the jam, up 9-1 inside corner. Great pitch from Gagan. It goes front door breaking. 1-2, 1 out. Going for a ground ball as Gagan's more of a contact guy, but has definitely gotten those strikeout totals before. Likely a wipeout here. Tries for it, and I'd have to imagine going to go fastball or changeup now, trying to force a ground ball on the 2-2. As a guy struggling to hit the zone, I think you're going to likely get a call here that is favorable towards contact. Deuce. Goes for that change. Just over the head of Bonarise. It's a single. Runners will stop everywhere. No runners score as Carpenter will get the cutoff, and the single from Cutney will bring up Kelleher with the dish at the bases loaded.
Well, good call for you there. Did see a pitch that he could get contact on and drops into the blooper spot in right field. And bases now loaded as Gramesty goes and visits his pitcher, just trying to calm him down and get the experience to get him out.
Gramesty has a brief talk with his relieving pitcher. Gagan started the opener against Silver Spring. He gave up 7 or 8 runs in that thing. A couple. More than a couple, but bounced back majorly since, trying to escape a jam. Outside, 1-0 to the batter, Kelleher. He is second in this league in average coming into today, out of any hitter with more than 4 games played. Behind a fastball as Kelleher goes to 1-1. Gibbs at second, Cutney at first, and Jonathan Acosta, who had the single to bring in a run off of the crazy lip bounce and some bad luck going the way of Gagan, could easily be out of this one. In terms of outs, here comes the 1-1 trying to navigate the jam. Gramesty lets him know, hey, good pitch. Try this more. Maybe we on that inside side, maybe more on that outside portion. Trying to coach and operate as the therapist he's mentioned basically for these pitchers in these games. 2-1. Ground ball, soft, foul, 2-2 the count.
Gagan looking for the opportunity to sit another batter here as he tries and escape. It's a jam here, only 1 out with bases loaded. for the Thunderbolts. Looking to lower his ERA as well here in his innings pitched.
Southpaw delivers, ground ball left side. Panette ranging, second. They don't get him at first, so a fielder's choice as just in time the speed of Keller is able to get him over, and he scores a run on the fielder's choice, or earns a run to his total of RBI, as now 9-2 the lead, cut down by 1.
Bonaris, head in his hands, convinced that that was a double play. Didn't know how the runner got called safe over there, but the flip from second over to first not quite quick enough to get the batter out.
So now, corners with 2 outs, as Gagan will give up his first earned run of tonight. Trying to end tonight with only that. Ground ball left side, collected by Machado over to second, and that will end the threat. They strand 2 here in the top half of the 6th inning. Big Train go to the bottom of the 6th and try to reclaim maybe a few runs that were put on the board by the Thunderbolts here and extend a streak of 3 straight completed games with double-digit runs. We'll be right back on the Big Train Network, 9-2 the lead. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. It'll be more work out of the pen for Vince Anzidi, the uncommitted 2025 grad out of Bethesda, Maryland. We'll bring up Franklin Pichardo Jr. He'll have to face here in this bottom half of the 6th. Pichardo 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out, reached on an error, but did earn a hit by pitch, but he was unfortunately caught stealing. So not as good a day as he had yesterday. In there for strike 1 against Pichardo. Foul back in towards the netting.
Well, Pichardo showing us yesterday that he certainly has the power and prowess to be a great hitter in this league, sending one sailing over the left side fence line last night.
0-2. Watch that one low. Count is now 1-2.
That one is high. Count moves to 2-2 now. for Pichardo Jr.
Twos. And Ziti. Ooh. Foul ball there. Looks like it kind of just got above the hands, so not too painful, as he's already been hit tonight. 1 of 6 hit by pitch victims. Well, I should say 4 because 2 of them have been hit twice. Behind him, and now a count full as the breaking ball gets away from Manziti.
Well, that one was a good pitch to happen while you don't have any runners on bases. That one was nowhere near the catcher's mitt, flying well behind Picardo Jr. on that pitch.
Full count. To Pichardo. Will certainly be given a pitch to hit to him. Caught looking, it's strike 3 again, as he is caught looking the second time tonight. As the afternoon begins, it'll bring up Ryan Foscolo, who went deep his last time up, tattooed one over the left field wall. Tough one for Pichardo, who just right on that outside corner. Fantastic pitch from Manziti.
Yeah, Pichardo was not convinced that it was a strike, but that one maybe just clipping the far outside of that zone there. Needed strikeout from the Thunderbolts.
Strike 1 in there to Foscolo. Hammered on the second pitch of the AB, I believe.
In the bottom corner of the zone there. And the strike zone a little better on Ziti here. Needed outs for the Thunderbolts.
0-1 misses outside. It's ones. Just hitting noon today, and we're already pretty deep into this one, bottom 6. First morning game of the season. Unsure if we'll have any more. I'm not sure we're scheduled to, at least until July. 1-0. 1-1 is fouled into the air. It's a little bit into territory. Is a fantastic play from Kelleher, who's able to make the grab. And he will have himself a fantastic day behind the dish, which will continue. Good diving play in foul territory. Mirza will then be drawn to the plate after Foscolo goes down. Count is zeros over to the lefty, Mirza, who's playing center field tonight. Made an error last inning, which kind of opened the door for the 2 runs. As inside again, nearly the 7th hit by pitch. Mirza narrowly avoiding it. The South Florida Bull looking like a bull in a china shop.
Ever seen the movie Ferdinand, the Disney movie?
No, I've heard of it.
It makes me think of, there is a scene where he does enter a china shop and he has to narrowly avoid making everything come crashing down.
2-0. This one he doesn't have to dodge. Silver Spring actually leads the league in hit by pitches by 5 coming into today. 2-0. Mirza will watch the ball 3 pitch, kind of a chin level outside. So tacking on, that's 26 this season, and now the 8th game of the year for them.
Yeah, not exactly the category you want to see growing for your team.
In there for strike 1 on the 3-1.
We have transitioned from morning over to afternoon, but not quite yet from today over to tonight.
Yes. Call me out. And Ziti leaves that one high, and a walk for Mirza, who just watches it go by all 5 pitches and guarantees himself a walk. Free pass. Casey Carpenter will come up. He's had himself an all right day. 0 for 1, sac fly RBI, as well as a walk where he earned himself a steal as well. Next batter up is Casey Carpenter. We mentioned out of UNC Wilmington, playing first tonight. Sub for Gonzalez, who went last night. Runner goes. Mirza going for the steal as he is in there. Good throw from Kelleher, but not good enough for the speedy Mirza.
Yeah, you talk about Carpenter. He's kind of been the utility guy a bit for the Big Train this season, coming in and taking the infield spot of somebody who maybe needs a break or a breather for a game. Coming in tonight, obviously, for Emilio Gonzalez, who's normally in that first base spot.
Love to have a utility infielder around. It really helps you out. 0-1 from Nzidi. That one low as another block having to be made by Keller with a runner at second. Good opportunity for Carpenter to try and add on a few runs here. Runner in scoring position, who is very quick, just needs to get any kind of single past the infield. He'll step off on the mound, doesn't like the lead that Mirza had, so he'll try and reel him in a bit here as he sets back in. And Nzidi has had a pretty good night so far, extinguished, and got out of an inning. Helped the Big Train. A bases loaded jam and get out of that one after he loaded it himself. Strike 2 on the outside corner to Carpenter, looking for his second strikeout. Grimsby on deck has been hit twice already. So 1-2. Big wave and down goes Carpenter. We'll be right back as the Big Train look to try and defend this 7-run lead in the top of the 7th here on the Big Train Baseball Network.
After 6, your score is the Big Train 9, the Thunderbolt.
We're back with a new pitcher on the mound for the Big Train. Number 41, Tyrese Johnson, out of West Point, Mississippi, the 6'3", 275 pitcher. We saw him last Sunday against the Thunderbolts. Had a pretty good outing there after, unfortunately, his first pitch striking the helmet of the Thunderbolts batter. But after that, able to do well in his one-inning pitch there. 2 strikeouts and 2 walks, along with that hit by pitch, as mentioned. So Tyrese Johnson, a pitcher for the Big Train who obviously has quite a lot of power with his frame and could use that here to provide some more strikeouts in preserving the lead for Bethesda.
Johnson last season at Pearl River Community College won a national championship title there with the Wildcats, excuse me. Coming to UT Martin, as you mentioned, 2-way player. I mean, what's not fun about that? You love a guy who can fight on both sides of the ball, and Johnson will come into this one after plunking the first batter that he saw against Silver Spring a week ago.
We haven't had the chance to see him yet batting for the Big Train. Interesting to see if he will come in at some point. But second appearance on the mound for Johnson. As we see the pitch, a little low, ball 1. In the batter's box, number 34, Aiden Powell. 0-3, I believe, so far tonight.
2-0 now.
Johnson missing his first two.
Excuse me, 0-2 to Prell so far tonight. He does have a walk.
2-0 misses. 3-0 now as Prell popped out his previous time up. That one a 4-pitch walk to start things off, and he earns that walk.
Left fielder, number 36, Joey King.
Joey King will stand into this one from Winston Churchill, the high school down 5 minutes down the road, aptly named the Bulldogs. Churchill of England fame, Bulldog of also England fame, at least the English Bulldog. As the pickoff attempt from Johnson, no good. Man on first, Prell dives back. Doesn't need to dive, excuse me.
Well, Johnson not finding the zone too much on that first at bat, but we're to punch a couple more in there. That one once again is high from him. 1-0 to Joey King.
Outside again there, kind of skips. 2-0 the count.
Johnson not really finding a rhythm yet so far. A little erratic in his pitches so far today, excuse me.
Up the middle, this one is going to get down for a base hit. Joey King's second of the day. Team's third.
Designated hitter,
As they have struggled
Gabriel Pegues.
at all to get on and struggled at all to get his as Gabriel Pegues, who reached out an error to start what was the 2-run last inning, is up to bat now. Low end outside. He's kind of struggling again with this control on the mound. Had a similar issue. Walked his first two batters, but found his way against Silver Spring last time, but they've obviously already seen him. So interesting to see if that might be contributing here. This one backwards. Foul. And now one's at the count. You drop something there, buddy?
Nope. Have a little personal fan in here that's nice to try and keep us cool in the booth. May or may not have found its way onto the floor.
That one low. Now 2-1 the count. Fly ball into center field. Mirza coming in on it, but it's Bonaris who's going to be able to get there right at the track of the infield.
Number 12, Jonathan
So a pop out will be the first out of this one as Pegues is unable to get anything on that hit. Acosta, top of the order, comes up. He's had himself an all right day. 1 for 3, but an RBI single he scored as well.
Yeah, something we haven't mentioned actually tonight is if you notice right now it's a 7-run lead for the Big Train. Last full game on Sunday for the Big Train as that one is fouled back for strike 1 to Acosta. The Thunderbolts came back from a 7 deficit lead twice against the Big Train in that last full matchup against them.
Yeah, Big Train also scored 27, which was not, I think, anything expected. Pretty long day there. Lights actually went out. Johnson on the pickoff, unable to get the lead runner again. Now his third time looking Aiden Prell's way.
Lights going out partly as a result of later start than scheduled as the umpires showed up 45 minutes late.
That one outside as Cat will go 1-1. Only one player ever to make it from UT Martin to the Bigs. Alec Mills. Had a 7-year Major League career with Kansas City and Chicago, the NL side. Had a 2.75 ERA and a 1 WAR in his 2019 season. Pretty good. Trying to be the second on that list is the man on the mound. That one in there. Strike 2 now as he looks for his 3rd punch out of the season.
Yeah, doing a little better finding the zone now, and foul ball allowed him to get ahead in this count and searching for his first strikeout.
2-2. Ground ball up the middle over the glove of Johnson, collected by the shortstop Bonaris, who's able to get one unassisted, goes back to third. He looks for a double play, he just isn't able to get it. 2 outs now, runners at the corners. Good attempt from Bonaris.
Nice out there and heads up play.
So Acosta,
Runner at third base, was his momentum taking him off the bag a little bit, doing a good job reaching out and continue to keep his hand on the base so he's not able to get tagged out as Bonaris throws it down over to third.
Acosta reaching on the fielder's choice, the 4-5 fielder's choice. They'll catch Joey King at second. And 2 outs now, another 2-player on. 2-1 in scoring position jam with 2 outs for Johnson this season in his 2nd appearance. Attempting to navigate this one and play tugboat right the ship he has set off sail.
Johnson just needing one more out to get him out. What was taking a minute to find rhythm in this game, but if he can find it in this last at bat, we'll be able to escape his inning with a out and earned run.
Thought about the throwback was Grimsty as that one misses once. Two outs to Cameron Baker, one of the only hits on this squad tonight. Outside and 2-1 the count as Johnson just struggling with the zone. He's got a pretty hard to hit repertoire. Yet to see him at the plate, but the two-way player in his 2nd pitching appearance. Afternoon 2-1 as that one is high. First time we've played this early this season. Not on the schedule, I think, totally at the start of the season, obviously. But tomorrow night, Big Train take on South County. Bring on the Metro South County Braves, who play later tonight. Make up for Thursday's rainout. This one, they'll say it was in there. Strike 1, fastball. Strike 2, fastball. Now the count going full. We'll have payoff with a runner on first, third, corners for Johnson.
Originally scheduled to have that home matchup against Metro South County here at Shirley Povich on Wednesday. Not able to have that game due to storm rolling through in the area as he takes a big swing at that one.
Good pitch from the likes of Johnson. A high fastball just gets him. Foul tip strikeout against Cameron Baker, 2nd of the day, and Johnson's first. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network. It is a 9-2 lead for Bethesda as we head to the bottom of the 7th. We'll stretch. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. 9-2 lead for Bethesda. And it has been quite the haunting day for the staff of Silver Spring. Not exactly what they had hoped for and everything, as we will take a look at Pastella, who has had a very rough time out last time out. But Pastella will come into this game with a Big Train pitch against a Big Train squad that the Thunderbolts have not pitched well against. Today, against them, some woes, and it has just been a haunting one altogether. Takoma pitching staff and fielding have given up 6 hit by pitches, 6 walks. We'll take a little look at that graphic here. 6 walks, 6 hit by pitches, 4 hits, 9 runs allowed, 7 stolen bases, and 2 errors. Just not the day you are hoping for altogether.
A nod to the Fleetwood Mac song there, Silver Springs. Actually written about this area.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. Ball 2. To the likes of Gramasty, as that one misses high. Gramasty hit by pitch twice tonight. Pastella, not exactly the ideal outing last time out. He gave up quite a few runs as he came in, gave up I believe a RBI triple, and then did not retire a batter for the rest of the 7th inning, so an infinite ERA his last time out. This one in the air. Popped up, as Gramasty not happy about that one, understandably. Caught by Prell at second. Prell at second still. So he gave up 3 runs, unearned, but in a total of then what would be 7 runs, 4 earned. Could not find any way past Big Train pitching, or Big Train hitting, and did not earn it out. And 10 batters before being replaced, and eventually strikeout ended his day. He's very thankful. I think that one came as Calabrese was the one he came in relief for. Erd followed him.
And going back, a little bit of music trivia. So that pitch is low for another ball. Fleetwood Mac's song Silver Springs is based on Silver Spring, Maryland, where the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts are from. The S is added for kind of artistic fact there as
ground ball left side. It's a worm burner, nails off the bag, and he's going to have extra bases off of a good bounce. That goes his way, a standing double. His first hit of the season in the extra base category for Malvasio. Continue.
Nice piece of hitting there, and this song was about the end of his relationship with bandmate Lindsey Buckingham, and he saw the Silver Spring Highway sign while driving around in Maryland and thought of the name for the song, and that's kind of how it got its name there and its ties to Maryland. Silver Springs peaked at 22 on the Billboard Global 200 in 1997 when it was released.
So I guess not really trivia, just fun facts.
You're right.
Are you going to ask me a horrifying question that I wasn't going to know the answer to?
Nope. Just fun fact from me.
Thankful. I've done it to you, so. 0-1. Liner to left. Third baseman gets it, Camacho, as Bonaris, who has been very unlucky at this plate, hits another liner to another fielder who doesn't have to move at all. Good job by Camacho to come up with it. Brings up Daniel Machado with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs.
The 7-run lead has not budged so far from either team, so Big Train open they can add a couple more on to give it a little more cushion.
That one low to Machado, who will now bat from the left side, or righty side, excuse me, as he's facing a lefty. Pastella, a ERA far above 18 this year. This one's skied into the air. Trailing back on it is Baker. It's going to be a far run at the track. He gets there as he crashes into the wall, but that will end the inning. Big Train up 9-2. Leave a runner stranded at second on the Big Train Baseball Network. We'll be back with the top of the 8th. Johnson returns for his second inning of work versus these here Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts. Struck out the last batter he faced. Baker left two stranded. Good. Escape of the jam for him. Trying to get some innings without any traffic so far, though, as he's in his second appearance. Third inning of work total this season. Colin Gibbs will come to the dish. He walked his first time up. Maryland player. This one, ground ball, left side, sawed off. It is fair territory, as he's unable to come up with it. And Silver Spring has got a base runner to start. Gibbs on the infield single, on the swing and bunt.
First baseman, number 14, Nolan Putney.
Brings up Nolan Cutney. 1 for 3 on the night with a watching strikeout. Playing first. He's got a man on first. No outs for Johnson. Fastball down Broadway is fouled backwards. Rousel still in possession of the loss right now for Silver Spring-Takoma. Big Train looking to extend a streak of 3 games where they have scored double digits. Won't do it in the top of the 8th. They'll have one more chance at it bottom 8. Johnson throw back. Luckily Carpenter is quite tall as this one nearly sailed over him. He has to jump for it.
Johnson's still been a little inconsistent with his zone finding, but doing a good job navigating runners on last inning there.
Skied into the air. Center fielder Mirza coming in on it. They try the deke at second base where they pretended as if they had a ground ball and slow down Gibbs, but he trusts his third base coach. As fly out from Cutney, Mason Kelleher to the box now, who had a fielder's choice RBI with bases loaded his last time.
Mirza commanding in that one, making sure that no more errors of a ball dropping in center field for him there. Easily grabs that one and keeps the runner at first.
Inside high fastball from Johnson. Day is still heating up, 93 now. Just inside. 1-1. Just inside the zone. Probably important to get that last part. Was a strike. Counts at ones. Breaking pitch, perfect. It's right on the outside corner. 0-1-2. Johnson the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He lost his elbow guard. And wow. As Gramsty going for the interference call there as his protection flew off his arm. And another strikeout. The 4th of the season here for Johnson. 2 outs in this thing as a stolen base for Gibbs.
Yeah, and Gramsty chatting with the umpire there saying, hey, there was a elbow guard flying across my face while I tried to make that throw. But the umpire chuckling but not giving him the interference call there.
Another good off-speed from Johnson. Seems to have finally gotten his rhythm. As strikes aplenty for him in these off-speeds that are now getting to the lower portion of the zone where they're going to do the most damage. 0-1. Fastball. Mashed down the line. Foul. Camacho 0 for 3 today. All groundouts. Comes set now 0-2. Johnson trying to end the inning. High, and the top frame, excuse me. Just low, good save from Gramsty, who makes the block on that one as count will go to 2s.
Well, as Johnson tries to escape this inning and send it to the bottom of the 8th, Thunderbolts have been effective defensively, holding Big Train scoreless 3 straight before this 8th.
Breaking ball is lined into center field. Mirza will throw the plate to the home. No, excuse me, does not go for the throw home. Has definitely had a chance to go get Gibbs, who was not too quick, but did not get it. So an RBI single for Camacho Jr. That will go against the likes of Johnson, his first earned run given this year with a runner on first, 2 outs. It brings up Aiden Prell, who saw Johnson first, walked against him. Big wave at a fastball for Prell. Comes the 0-1 and low on that fastball again. Can't get him to swing. Ground ball right side. Bonaris collects, and he'll have the third out of the inning. Big Train give up 1 on 1 hit. We'll be back in the, or 2 hits, excuse me. We'll be back in the bottom half of the 8th as they look to try and extend a 6-run lead as Johnson. A good day for him so far. 2 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts. Pistella will come into this one again. Second inning of work starting for him. 1 hit given. He is the 4th man through this bullpen to be used tonight, as he will likely be the last chance Silver Spring pitching will have to make an impact. That one low. First pitch on the way was watched by Logan Panett, who had a pretty good night so far. Day. As 2 hit by pitches, as this one in the air to left field, trailing back on it is King. It is off the wall, off the carom. Baker gets it, throws it in, and a standing double for Panett. A mere few feet from leaving the yard.
That one smacks the hot dog sign from the Catalyst Dogs out there in left center field, and a big hit from Panett sends him over to second base.
That'll bring up Franklin Pichardo Jr. Maybe he gets a hot dog. He did hit it off the tarp. Who knows? A little left, I think, of the actual. Did it go off the hot dog sign or go to the vet sign?
No, I think it hit the hot dog sign, I believe, but not in the circle that says hit here.
Unsure. It appears to be that hot dog in the circle. So maybe no hot dog, but I would say it's close enough. Who knows? It's not my decision to make. It's Catalyst Hot Dogs, who has a cart here most nights. Does during the day today. Runner goes. Panett to third. Throw is late. Panett has a stolen base as he makes his fantastic double. A follow-up with the second stolen base of this game, reaching its expiration time. 1-1 the count to Pichardo. Outside. Look at the Catalyst Dogs. We just saw it for a moment there. 2-1. That one is outside to Pichardo, seeking another walk. It's already been hit by one.
On 3-1, likely to get a pitch here from Pistella, who has really struggled against these big train bats. 3-1 is way out there, and a diving save from Kelleher makes sure it's not a wild pitch, but a walk drawn by Pichardo. He'll likely end his day at 0-2 with 0-3, excuse me, with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. That brings up Ryan Foscolo, who went deep earlier. Tattooed a liner over the Gregorio's sign and left. Ooh, inside. Foscolo has to turn, but doesn't hit him. Runners at the corners, no outs. Pichardo chewing on his glove at first. Foul backwards, the right side. Count will go ones. Trying to drive in. More runs today. He's already collected 3 runs brought in. He's already scored twice. 1 for 3, though. He's popped out to the catcher twice, actually, one of which a diving effort, and the other a bunt attempt. 1-1. That one outside as Pistella now kind of struggling to find the zone, an issue he saw in his later part of the inning he worked. Was giving up singles, then started giving walks. Big wave as now 2-2. Foscolo behind, not behind, now even. Here comes the effort even. Pistella, the lefty, trying to get out of it. Runner goes as Pichardo is caught at second, his second time being caught stealing this game, and he'll go back to the dugout. Now
Tag there, excuse me, just catching him on the back as he starts to slide in there, so not quite able to get underneath it.
Yeah, is just nearly there, but a good tag administered by the shortstop Acosta. Maybe Pro, I think it was Pro. The second baseman over to him as he is unable to make a play on that one. Foscolo will have maybe a single, maybe an error. We'll have to see. It drives a run home anyway as the lead now 10-7. Big Train reestablished a 7-run lead and also officially now have put up double-digit runs in 4 straight ball games. Looks like it'll get ruled an error as it kind of just dives right under the glove. Ends a streak of 3 unanswered from Silver Spring-Takoma.
Yeah, that one dying quicker than I think second baseman realized, and just dies underneath his glove and is able to get through.
So, yeah, so we reach on an error for Foscolo. No RBI, but he'll take it. Anything for the team to win, I think, is the general vibe. Ones now to Mirza, who behind his back, I think is preparing for a walk or hit by pitch there. It is the second one that's gone behind him. He's actually one of the lucky ones in this lineup who has only been walked, has not been hit yet. And I say yet because there is still 2 outs left for Silver Spring-Takoma at least. Two one. Outside, Mirza 0 for 2 on the day, has a stolen base and a couple of walks.
Mirza last night making another appearance out of the pen, something we didn't think we would see, but doing a good job there. Does not have an earned run. It's his 2 appearances on the mound so far.
He'll walk in 5 pitches a second time in a row as his plate appearance ends with him on first. Advances the likes of Foscolo to second. So 2 on for Casey Carpenter, still seeking his first hit of the night. That has not happened yet. It's still today. Gosh. Built a habit, and it's very much daytime. Kind of weird that I'm not going to go to bed after this. 1 p.m. looming.
Could always opt for a mid-afternoon nap.
I've got things to do. I'm a busy man. I'm really not, but I do have actually one thing to do today. Gonna go see my friend in D.C. who's a Knicks fan. Enjoy the day after victory with him. 1-0 outside. 2-0 from Stella, who now is threatening to give up a lot more as he continues to struggle on the mound this season. No earned runs given just yet, as his one run plated was unearned. That one outside again. 3-0 the count to Carpenter. Already walked in this contest. One man up in the pen for Silver Spring-Takoma, and a 4-pitch walk. That will likely be the day for Pistella. Man in the pen will get one last throw, and we'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network if he comes out of the pen, which it's been going for a while, but they're going to give him one more shot here. Pistella, a lefty against a righty in Carpenter, who has not been, or Grammisty, excuse me, who has not been hitting all that well, as that will be the day for Pistella. They're giving him some extra time, talking to their batter for the first mound visit. They got some period of time. So we'll be right back here as Silver Spring will look to try and end and stop the bleeding. One run already scored in this bottom of the 8th. More looming. 1 out, 3 on the Big Train Baseball Network. Welcome back to baseball on the Big Train Network. Dust getting kicked up as the wind picking up close to 1 p.m. Signs of a storm of brewing, but we'll miss it. Josh Hurd played cleanup a lot so far today. This will be his 3rd outing, and gone through 2 innings pitched. He's given up a loss. Played cleanup his last appearance, which was in cleanup against the Big Train in Sunday's last matchup against Silver Spring at Silver Spring, where the Big Train won 27-13. He has got a earned run average and 2 young starts, so very contentious on this. Just keep in mind, 45 ERA. He's only gone through 2 innings. Not ideal. With bases loaded, he'll inherit one heck of a jam here. With 1 out, he's a put-it-in-play guy as it goes, wow, through the 5-hole of the catcher batting. So just beyond his right leg, in between his right and left leg, as, wow, that's pretty incredible. 1-0. Erd will miss that one high. They go for the throw back to first, and he is safe. Carpenter back in time. Good awareness.
And if you're paying attention to Formula One racing today, Lewis Hamilton wins his first Grand Prix for Ferrari in Barcelona today.
Barcelona, wow. 2-0 NASCAR street races later today in San Diego. If you're a fan of the home front racing. I think. It might have been actually last weekend. No, it's straight up next weekend. It's an off week. 2-1. Ooh, behind the bat of Grammisty. Runner goes from the 3rd plate side, and he is out. Foscola didn't give it a slide, as 2 outs now.
getting late into the game, and Pascolo kind of getting punished there for not really sliding into the home plate when maybe he should have in order to try and get a little closer to bringing one more run home for the big train. We'll see if that makes an impact later in this top of the ninth.
That one high, and Gramsty is walked. Would have brought a run home if everybody had stayed. Good play off the carom from Keller behind the dish, who has had a night, really, with a lot of wild pitches to deal with.
Yeah, that one was, that pitch before the walk pitch was way behind Gramsty, getting far away from the catcher there.
Rittenauer in now. It's Aaron Rittenauer, who comes out of his high school season now fully. Played a game last night as he pinch hits for Zachary Malvasio, number 24 out of Woodbridge, Virginia. His brother, a pitcher on this team, will definitely debut soon, Aiden Rittenauer. That one misses 2-0 now. Young season has not made an appearance. One of two pairs of brothers on this roster, Terry and Tanner Kaler, the twins. On the pitching side, the other. Erd on the 2-0. This one inside, but a one that Rittenauer swings at out of the left. Lefty was fooled.
We haven't seen Tanner yet in action this season, still recovering from an injury, but Terry coming in for quite a few innings of pitching so far for the big train.
Fouled the 2-1 backwards into the seats as Rittenauer committed to East Tennessee State University. Will be a Buccaneer in the fall. 2s, 2 outs, runners everywhere. Surrounded as Erd trying to escape the jam now. It's a fly ball into left, and it's going to get down. Maybe extra bases are off the wall. Karam is collected by King, who is just runs into the wall. 2 runners score. A bloop double. Good piece of hitting, and we'll follow up the double from Malvasio, who was pinch hit for in this same spot. So 2 RBIs in his first at-bat. How about that?
Not a bad way to start your time with the big train here. Just thinking there's not too many opportunities other than in-game for these players to show the coaches what they can do. So really important when they step up to the plate, giving an opportunity to make the most of it, and he really does that there with a nice double down the left side line.
Bonaris will stand in now. Well, first pitch missed to him. Now 12-3 Bethesda. A streak of 4 potentially looming games won, 4 double-digit wins. Double-digit runs scored and wins. Liner up the middle. It's a ground ball single. It gets into the middle for Bonaris. Both runners come home. It'll get an extra base on a wild throw. And how about that? A 2 RBI single to tack on to Bonaris's day, as Machado will come up with a runner in scoring position as he advances on the air.
Number 10, Daniel Machado.
14-3.
Yeah, and the Thunderbolts here once again struggling with the same issue of finding closing pitchers who aren't going to give up that contact and those runs. And Erd here, unfortunately, seeing 4 more slip through for the big train, making this one pretty much unreachable for the Thunderbolts in the 9th inning.
Just kind of one of those days, if you take a look at your Presto scorebug. Actually, already has the Thunderbolts as listed as already losing this game. So they're 1-7 on the season on the website. They'll try and write that down 11 in the top of the 9th. They first got to get there, though. 2 outs, Machado, hot bat to prior to today. He's 0 for 4 tonight, though. Today, golly, still about 1. Tonight, very far away. As 0 for 4, sac fly RBI, so not a nothing day, but the opportunity to find a single against Erd potentially here on the 1-0. 2-0 as this one's high. Bats around if he can get on. Panette waiting on deck. Two nothing. This one lined to center field off of Machado's bat, but collected for the 3rd out of the inning as he flies out to that left side.
5 runs on 3 hits off 1 error and 1
Bethesda leads 14-3 on the Big Train Baseball Network against Silver Spring Tacoma. They will have 3 more outs to try and erase an 11-run deficit for the visitor side. Good season so far to the start, as 5-3 looming if they can find a way to win this one, which is pretty well set up for them as we head to the top of the 9th, excuse me. Silver Spring Tacoma, their last chance at things, as Bethesda has 14 on the night. Gosh, 14 on the day.
I have a crow friend in the netting above us.
Strike low to Joey King, who is the only batter with 2 hits tonight.
The Big Train electing to stay with Johnson for this last inning, hoping he'll be able to deliver defensive stand that the Big Train need in order to wrap this one up quickly.
1-1 the count at 1 p.m. as King swings so hard as loses grip of his bat in his left hand. It's been a good day so far for man on the mound Johnson in his third inning of work, excuse me. Gotten through 2 innings of work already, 3 hits allowed, 1 earned run, and 2 strikeouts. 4.5 ERA on the season, and it goes down. Swing and a miss. King a strikeout victim as Johnson hard to keep up with for these batters.
Yeah, man, and when Johnson is able to get that control of that pitch, it's high velocity, and it really gets in there and quickly, and it's a hard ball to hit. So props to him for finding the control he needs to just put those in the zone, and they're hard balls to hit over there.
Not the ideal night after this game if you are Silver Spring Tacoma. Game ends around 1, and you just kind of got to sit and wait till tomorrow night. It's a hot afternoon, as the first pitch is very inside to Gabriel Pagis. 0 for 3 on the day, reached out an error. Pitch is inside again. It's a 2-0 count as the breaking ball this time is way in on Pagis. Didn't think he needed to go that far out, but after seeing the fastball leave that part of the hand and go right at him, decided he wasn't going to take any chances, understandably. Popped in the air left side, and Panette going to just watch it go out of play.
Johnson cruising here. Hoping to fight back in this one. Thunderbolts once again. Tough pitching outing for them.
Skied in the air to center field. Mirza has to switch to the other shoulder, but he's able to make the grab on the track. Well tracked by him.
Yeah, nice adjustment from him.
Shortstop,
Having to
number
see
12,
that ball over
Johnson
his
at
shoulder, but
second.
doing it well there. 2 down for Johnson. Just one more out for the big train to finish this one off. That's in pitching an issue. Obviously errors as well from the field, not really backing up the pitcher, especially in the first couple innings, making this a hard one to come back for from the Thunderbolts. Big Train cruising to another victory that sees them put double-digit runs on another team here at Shirley Povich.
So 4th straight win if they complete it. 4th straight game with double digits. And 3rd straight game against Silver Spring where they score double digits and will put them up 3-0 on the season. There is a game where they're down actually 6-1 to Silver Spring. Kind of interesting. Whoa, 1-0. In there for strike 1. Have 5 members of the staff used today for Silver Spring-Takoma. Never a good day, especially with all these rainouts when your bullpen is depleted, because you then get into a case where, oh no, we have now to deal with no off days until the very end of June. 2-1. Inside. Maybe caught him, didn't. Says he didn't go either, so count will go 3-1 to the batter, Acosta, in his 5th plate appearance tonight. He's 1 for 5. 1 for 4, excuse me, to this point. Popped up foul. Count will go full. That one, top the booth, lands in the merch section as it rolls off the roof. And, you know, realizing not all of these balls get too far out of Shirley Povich Field behind us.
Well, not too many directly behind us. I think the right side foul line probably the most common place for them to sail over towards the parking lot, as that one is hit over towards first base, and able to make the tag over there is Carpenter.
This game is over. 14-3, Bethesda. A shellacking against the Silver Spring-Takoma Thunderbolts as they move to 5-3 on the season. 4 straight victories after 3 straight losses. Good bounce back. Now half a game back behind Gaithersburg. They could lose 2 tonight because they have a doubleheader. So an opportunity if they lose 2 and only for Gaithersburg to fall below the Bethesda Big Train as they are sitting 5-2. 1-7 for Silver Spring-Takoma at the bottom of this North Division. Not exactly what you'd hope for. High fives all around and a good day. Bethesda finishes today at a exactly, I think, as they had hoped. 7 hits for Silver Spring, 8 for Bethesda. 10 walks is the name of the game, I think. You've got to look at 3 here for Bethesda. Has only 3 on the other side. In addition to 6 hit by pitches, they reached on base on balls or on ball on person, I guess you could say, 16 times. So free passes administered by the Thunderbolts really costing them, and storm has been very large and heavy over them. An emergency weather warning at this point as they fall to 1-7 on this year. Pitching staff has to find a way to put things back together. Still a young year, 40 games to play in this season. Winning pitcher is going to be the likes of Jack Sams, who has a great outing, 4 innings for Bethesda. Loss will go to Griffin Rousel through 3. Thank you very much for watching. This is going to be all from us tonight. Tomorrow, 7 p.m., we host South County.